Hello, everyone. We are going to start our presentation, and it is on, where do I do this? Hold on. Share screen is over here. There we go. The hormone that drives us. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the hormone that drives us, I'm gonna move this around. So I did differently so that hopefully it will work better this time. The hormone, this particular hormone creates desire. Without desire, there's no impetus to drive action. And without desire, we would have never left the cave. So we need something that gets us uncomfortable, that motivates us to learn things, to move forward, and to seek out food. So if our ancestors did not need food, they would have stayed in the cave and we would not have gone anywhere. They wouldn't have sought out any socialization. Desire allows us to eat and drink, socialize, find comfort, and learn. I'm going to move this over here. The more desire we have, the faster we learn. Once a behavior achieves a reward, we want to repeat that and build that neural pathway so strongly that we don't have to expend any energy on it. So for instance, if we saw that our shoe was untied, we would have a desire to not trip. So we had a desire to learn how to tie our shoes. The stronger the desire, the stronger the pattern develops to achieve the same reward. If all our friends knew how to tie their shoes, we want to tie our shoes too. The more reward, the faster we repeat the same pattern. The quicker I can get my shoes on and tied, the quicker I can go out and be with my friends. This creates a neural pathway to fulfill the desire faster each time. Now I don't even have to think about tying my shoes. It just happens naturally. My fingers know what to do. My brain knows what to do. And I'm thinking about 10 other things when I'm tying my shoes. The more we repeat the neural pathway, the more it's ingrained in our behavior. And this is how we form habits, like having takeout every Friday and Saturday night. That's a habit. It's not a bad habit. It's just a habit. It's something we do. We look forward to. Our brain is kind of like trained to do that. And when that doesn't happen, we're disappointed. So habits free up our brain to learn new things so we don't have to relearn every part of the day. Remember that movie, 50 First Dates? That's a fabulous movie and really thought-provoking because she truly had to learn who her people were every day. If we had to learn everything every day, that would take a lot of energy. Our brain is programmed to seek the shortest pathway possible so that it doesn't use up any extra energy. We like to conserve energy. So habits free up our brain to learn new things so we don't have to relearn every part of our day. Habits allow us to learn something once, then we can automatically act that behavior out without thinking. But not everything becomes a habit. We have to choose what we want to become a habit and what not to. And that's based on the reward system. If something gives us a great reward, we want to do it again. If it doesn't, we don't want that one. The more reward, the stronger the habit. So who can name this chemical? Put it in the chat and Jill will tell me.
It's dopamine.
Anyone?
Nope.
No. Oh, someone.
Serotonin?
Nope, not serotonin. Good try though. Serotonin does make you happy.
Dopamine.
Which one?
Dopamine.
Dopamine is correct. Dopamine is the hormone that kept our ancestors alive. It is the I want hormone or the I want more hormone. Dopamine is not only a neurotransmitter, it's also a hormone. It's a hormone because it's a chemical that's released from the hypothalamus in your brain. And it's a neurotransmitter because it helps nerve cells, like brain cells, talk to each other. These send messages between nerve cells, and the chemical of desire It's what you don't have, but that you want. So if you have something, if there's something out there that you want, it's dopamine that gets you there. It's dopamine that gets you out of your chair to go turn the channel when that was the thing. And with my dad, the reason I thought that when I was growing up, my dad would call us down from upstairs to turn the channel. So that's what made me think of that. But dopamine drives us to do things. Early research was related to addiction, desire, and motivation. And what they found out was cocaine is a powerful stimulator of dopamine. Dopamine contributes to a feeling of euphoria. So every time something stimulates dopamine and releases it, you feel good. You feel really good, depending on how hard it presses on that receptor. Cocaine presses really hard on that receptor. And that pathway is now called the reward pathway. The pathway it takes is the reward pathway. And dopamine became known as the pleasure molecule. Oh, goodness, look at me. There we go. Okay, so what spikes dopamine? Eating spikes dopamine. So when we eat, it gives us that pleasure, that gives us all those good feelings. And so it's no wonder that we overeat, right? Because it makes us feel so good. So if we want to avoid something unpleasant, doesn't it make sense to just do what we know makes us feel better? And so we reach for food. And so it becomes such an ingrained habit that, oh, I want to avoid something, let me eat something. Oh, I want to procrastinate, let me eat something. Oh, I don't like that conversation we're having, let me eat something, right? The dopamine response. So when you have normal food, like even something sweet like berries, you get a dopamine response. Any food will cause a dopamine response, but berries will cause a little increase in dopamine response. It's sweet, it's fun, it's beautiful, right? So it gives a little more pleasure than maybe broccoli does. Fair?
Yes.
If we take
Yep.
that, if we take that fruit and we concentrate it. So think about oranges. If you juice one orange, it gives you about this much juice, correct? But if you actually drink, like squeeze how many oranges to make an actual cup of juice that we normally would drink or we would get from a restaurant, that's quite a few oranges. So that's a concentrated form of berries or concentrated form of fruit. And so that stimulates those dopamine receptors even more, which is why juice is one of those things that you can get really used to drinking because it tastes really good and it stimulates all those dopamine receptors. If we take it further and we take it from juice into a concentrated sugar form, that stimulates those receptors even more. So any kind of sugar will stimulate those dopamine receptors to the point where we can get really used to seeking that reward. Problem is, now it takes more of that to satisfy us. So how often are you eating a meal and you're like, what am I going to eat next? What am I going to have for dessert? What is that? What do I have that's sweet around the house, right? And so we're looking for that next dopamine hit. And then when we see a box of cookies, when we have one cookie, we're like, I could have 2 or 3 until we're so full that it's like the uncomfortableness will override the pleasure. The theory is formulated that intermittent excessive intake of sugar can have dopaminergic, cholinergic, and opioid effects that are similar to psychostimulants and opiates, although smaller in magnitude. The overall effects of these neurochemical adaptations is mild, well-defined dependency. So what it's saying is that sugar intake causes a mild dependency, very similar to any other drugs, including opiates, right? And well, I'll read this one. Sugar addiction can be both a behavioral addiction, like you get used to doing it, and it can also be a chemical addiction. When you quit or interrupt your normal schedule, your body may show signs of distress or withdrawal. So our uncomfortableness today, after being off of sugar for 3 days, we're feeling uncomfortable because we're so used to getting that dopaminergic response, that dopamine response. Have you heard, they did a study with mice where they gave them a choice of sugar or cocaine at some point, and because of the way it stimulated them, and the mice went for the sugar over the cocaine. It's pretty compelling. So it's not just sugar. So when you take anything and you concentrate it, it causes a dopamine response, any food item that you're going to concentrate down. So when we eat whole grains from like rice, kernels of rice, right? That we can usually control to a certain extent, but the more it's concentrated down to a flour, and now we're having rice noodles and like pad thai, we could eat lots more of that. And we're getting a lot more of that because, once again, it's concentrated down. So sugar and flour are the main things that stimulate dopamine and can cause that really significant habit forming. Oh, you decided to show up, huh? Okay, so if willpower worked, we would say no, right? We know that willpower doesn't work, and there's a better way. And we are going to delve really deep into what we can do instead of willpower to cut sugar cravings and to reprogram ourselves and our bodies so that we are not so at the will of these very addictive substances. So I am curious. I'm going to open up the group now, and I want to know what your eating habits that you have that you want to change. Like, what did you come in here knowing you had certain eating habits that you want to change? So I'm going to first stop share. Hello, everyone. Okay, yes, dopamine, right? Good. Okay, so you guys can take yourself off mute, and let's have a conversation about habits. And yeah, Valerie says snacking. Exactly. Snacking.
I have a vicious cycle of when I have potato chips, I want something like a cookie. Then I want potato chips, and then I want a cookie.
Right.
And it just is endless until I'm like stuffed.
Right. Absolutely. That's a good one. Who else?
I was going to say sugar and endless grazing. And it was always after dinner. During the day, I was really good. And then after dinner, I just could not stop.
Right. Because when you're tired, you don't often remember or have the energy to remember why you're choosing healthy foods over non-healthy foods. Who else has an answer?
I am candy junkie. I like candy.
Yeah.
Like
what?
Like Reese's peanut butter cups, Skittles, Starburst. And
I have to say, Jill has not brought that into the office yet.
I don't. No, it's my dirty little secret. And I like it. I like it if I'm at the checkout at grocery. I'm like a sucker for that junk food there. And it's I could give or take potato chips and stuff, but I like kid candy.
I'm right. I'm with you, Jill. Totally. And interestingly enough, that it's not like if I go to my office, I'm not hungry all day. But if it's home, if I'm with it, it's like endless grazing.
Light.
Totally. But I know that I'm not even hungry for it when I'm out.
Right.
I seem to want to end like my last meal of the day with something sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want soda.
Oh, Tim says soda. And it's true. He does like soda.
When I get tired. It's fine.
Anyone else have any answers?
I have something else. I noticed that it's not breakfast, but either lunch or dinner. If I don't have something crunchy or if I don't have something sweet, I feel like I haven't had like a full meal. Like my meal isn't complete. And somebody said, oh, when I was younger, my mother used to have dessert for us every night. When I was younger, my mother used to have dessert for us every night. And even if it was just like Jello parfait, but we had dessert every single night until like probably when I was in high school. And then she was like, you guys can start cooking for yourselves or contributing to the meal. But I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I mean, it just, and I know I'm not hungry and
Right.
it's not
So-
like, I don't know if I really want it, but I don't know.
I'm going to say that 100% has to do with it. So we are so ingrained in these habits that it brings us comfort just to think about it. And so not only is your brain relating to the current, like, I like the crunchy, I like the sweet, but it remembers the good feelings you had when your mom provided these wonderful desserts for you after dinner. So you carry that through. Robin, did you have something to say? No?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Susan.
I would say portion control. My husband and I have been doing really well in terms of eating very healthy, but I think our portions have probably just been more than we've really needed to consume.
And why do you think that is?
During the pandemic, we didn't buy things, so they weren't in the house. So we did really well with that. But there's been so little during the pandemic, I think in particular,
Yeah.
to sometimes just feel joyous. I mean, we haven't gone out to socialize.
Right.
And even if we've done something to bring something in, we've been careful, but we just consumed too much of good things.
Right.
Now, I
Well,
know for me,
what'd you say?
well, I was going to say the other thing is that when I've gone out, oh, I would just love to have something like a seduction roll. It's not a lot, but it's something hearty, chewy at Whole Foods. If I'm there buying vegetables, I just can't avoid that particular aisle. There's other things there. And that desire is really there just to have something chewy and filled with seeds and the nuts, but it's a flour, which means it's really a processed food.
Right. Right.
So
So dopamine is also the hormone of novelty. So looking for what's new and what's different. And so, it drives us to feel something new or what's going to be next, all that. So it's pretty powerful. Chris also said eating too fast, not letting my body register that I should be full. By the time my body says it's full, I've eaten a bunch more. So yeah, that's definitely a problem. Okay, so does anyone have any other comments about the program or questions that they want answered in regard to that? What we're going to do in the next few days. So tomorrow we're going to switch to energy and adrenal function because it's Saturday night. And I'm going to add a little game to it too. So if you come on, we'll do a little trivia game in regard to detox and all the things we've learned so far. We'll see what you know and what you don't. And then we will, 3 days down, 7 to go. That's right. And then on Sunday, we're going to start talking about overeating and really get into the nitty gritty about overeating, why we do it, and what we can do to stop it. So Jill, do you have winners for tonight?
I do. Let's see. We have Laura, John,
Yay, John.
Julie Steinmeier.
Oh, yay. Very
So,
good.
cool. And then
Okay.
I won't be on the call. John and I won't be on the call tomorrow, but do you want me to do tomorrow's winners or do you want me to do that on Sunday?
I do that on Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Very good. Okay, so for the rest of the night, we're going to talk about what you would like to talk about. So anything in regard to the program, eating, behavior, habits, it's up to you. Yep, Carrie.
So I work out pretty much every day, and these workouts, I feel like my muscles feel like there's nothing in them. Like, what is that?
Yeah, your body's busy. It doesn't want to work out because it's busy. So it takes a lot of energy to detoxify, and you're utilizing all your B vitamins for it. You're utilizing all your minerals for it, which is why you get crampy and your feet cramp and you feel achy because your body's busy utilizing all these nutrients. Now, granted, a lot of it's coming from the supplements too, so we're providing them as it goes. But if you also add on top of that a busy work day, a lot of brain power, a lot of muscle power, then you need even more than that. So I would say, maybe lighten up on the workouts. Walking would be good. Maybe some yoga.
I do hot yoga though. That
Oh.
takes a lot out of you.
That does take a lot out of you. Yeah. Jill and I were just talking about hot yoga.
I like it.
Do you do Bikram?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go back to Bikram.
It's not relaxed. It's so hot.
Yeah, if they move it to an hour, I'll do it. 3 hours.
They have a lot of hour classes now.
That's great. Anyone else? Okay, well, I didn't want to keep you on too long tonight because it is Friday night. I want you to rest. I want you to enjoy your weekend, but stay on the program.
Oh, wait, I got something to add.
Sure.
I have a new addiction,
Uh-oh.
frozen blueberries.
Oh, very good.
So like a quarter cup of those, it's my fruit and it feels like a dessert.
That's excellent. Good
And,
job. See, pivot. Good. Anyone else have any comments or questions? How are you guys doing? Is this easy now? Does it feel hard? What does it feel like to you?
I keep waiting for the bottom to fall out. I mean, I'm just kind of coasting along and I'm like, I'm doing okay. I'm not, that first day it was a little headachy. You suggested to use a sea salt. After 4 sips of water with sea salt, it went away. I was expecting more issues in the bathroom. They're sort of on the light end side as opposed to the heavy end side, to be a little too much information, but and the vegetables are still really difficult to get in. It's just, I just feel like I'm just like, just go, just eat. But other than that, it's going well.
Very good. So Alana brought up a good point that, it's not seasonal to eat all these fruits and vegetables, and we might not be programmed so much to eat them, but you do have access to them and we do need the nutrients from them. So I'm going to encourage you to continue to eat them. How was it? Yeah.
I'll add, I'm having trouble wanting to stay on track with all the pills, all the
Oh.
supplements that, like, for instance, I don't think I've taken the Flora one yet, because by the time I get to this point in the night, I'm like, I'm done choking down pills. So
I would recommend then you put, do you do 2 sets of pills?
yeah, I do them with the supplement meals.
Then add 1 Ultra Flora Balance to the first and 1 to the other. But that one you can actually open up and dump it into your shake because it doesn't taste like anything. And
Oh,
it's-
really?
Yeah, it's one less pill you.
Yeah,
we open it up and
like
dump
the
it
point
on.
is I don't want to like swallow any more pills. I'm like,
Right.
I try and stay away from
So you don't
medicine.
have to.
This is, like,
Just open it
really-
up into your shake and you will not taste it. It doesn't taste like anything.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Everyone else is welcome to do that too.
Oh, I thought maybe that was just for Alana.
Yeah, I'm special.
She is special. That's
When you
true,
see how
too.
much spinach I am choking into that blender to get in my smoothie.
It's good. But I put rice cauliflower in my smoothies and blend it because it doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't change the taste at all.
Does it change the texture?
It doesn't even make it that much thicker, to be honest. You would think it would. It just doesn't.
Well, would there be any downside to adding more water?
No, you can add as much water as you want.
Right, so
After
thicker
the
should be
smoothie?
the problem. The other
Put more
question-
water in that stuff.
No, I was saying that I would rather it be, the cauliflower make it thicker, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
So with the shake stuff, it's kind of grainy a little bit. What if, could I use hot water with it? Would that
could
make it
try.
dissolve better?
However you
Well-
want to get it down, you're welcome to.
Well, then I
Like the
could put
first
it
day,
in the
I just
fridge
stirred
after
it
that.
in. But then I changed to almond milk and I used the blender with the spinach and I use my fruit in the smoothie to give it just a little less of the grain and a little more of something else.
Oh.
That seems to be making it work for me.
I love how you guys are making it work. Good job.
Well, that part's working. Does anybody have any good sauces for chicken that do not involve any sugars for boneless chicken? I have so many recipes, but I don't like anything that's just olive oil alone based is going to come out a little drier than we like.
Jill is our resident
So
gourmet
actually-
chef.
Yeah, I hands down do olive oil and lemon with garlic. And then you can add any herb you want. So if you like basil with that, and I usually only use dried in the winter, dried spices, so you don't have to go crazy. But do like, I do a whole lemon. I like it really citrusy. And if you can find time to maybe do some prep this weekend, you can let it sit and marinate for
I
24
think that maybe
hours.
that's the difference is we're usually eating it fresh. And so I can cook it
Mhm.
fresh,
I
but then as
even-
soon as it sits at all, it's not good.
I even like marinade, like I'll make a grocery run and then I'll marinate all my meat and freeze it. And then it's already done. So then I pull it out. So I do like flank steak. I usually just do dry rubs on flank steak, but like you can do like a taco flavor with olive oil. And then you just freeze it and then it's ready to go when you pull it out. I do the same with chicken. And you can do cilantro lime with olive oil and garlic,
Mhm.
lemon. I never put sugar in anything. I never put maple syrup. I never.
I guess maybe
Same.
sugar isn't the right word, but like if I was doing it with the olive oil, I might do it with a layer of flour first and then cook.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, I usually don't do that either because you can get a pretty nice little crisp if it's not breaded, but an alternative to that could be almond flour, but that would be after next week. And that would give you that little bit of a extra crunch that you like. Or you could do nuts.
So on
I also
salmon,
had found, I also had found Paul Newman's organic marinara sauce that you could put the chicken and saute it in the marinara sauce.
oh yeah, you can do that. And I can have that one. We have a lot we can't have in our house, but we can have that one.
So that didn't have any sugar in it and it was organic also.
I know, but it also most of them also have canola oils in it, which we can't eat.
but there
we can't have it on
are two
this week
different
either, but-
tomato sauces, which are truly organic at Trader Joe's that do not have canola oil or safflower oil or
They do.
sunflower oil.
We
There are
can't have
only
them.
two, and they're both really, really good. But I also like celery seed. And so on salmon, if I have a little olive oil and a little bit of lemon juice, just like Jill said, and then I just put celery seed and I put a little bit of dill, bake it, 15 minutes, done. And
Yeah.
and then broil it for about 2 and it's got the little crisp. Delish.
Love that.
Lots of suggestions. Very good. So what's everyone gonna make tomorrow night? What are you guys
Veggie
having for dinner
kebabs.
tomorrow night?
I don't know. That's been a difficulty, is deciding what to have in the evening for dinner. And usually, I mean, I went over to Trader Joe's and did a run, bought chicken and salmon, and we had the salmon and the chicken. It was delicious. So I know we can keep going. It's just that part of the plan, getting everything in order, like to put this with this and this and this. That is the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm doing it because it's fun and it's working. So
Very good. So tell me what's hard about it though.
organizing the things to go in. Well, it's all different. I mean, I've cooked the same way before, but not with the intention of keeping out all the chemicals and cooking with avocado oil and just, I don't know. It isn't as hard as I'm making it, I think, because it's a habit that I'm making it difficult.
Interesting. Yeah. So what if it wasn't difficult? Then how would it feel?
Well, I think it would be nice.
So is difficult just in what you say, or is it like, is there something to do to make it less difficult?
I think planning is hard for me in that way. So when I sort of plan it right when it's happening, the spontaneity of it all is kind of ingrained in me to like, just do it like this. And then
Ah.
that way though, sometimes I don't have the ingredients that I might need. So I just put something else in there.
So
which is
you're
good.
talking more about not having the meats or the vegetables, but how you're going to prepare it.
Right.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So you like to be spontaneous with how you're going to prepare it.
I think so.
What if you weren't spontaneous? What if you knew 3 days in advance what you were going to have? Does that take away some of the fun?
I think it might. But it would be so much.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if the ease of it gives you some of the benefits that you would be missing from the spontaneity not being there. So what are you going to have in 3 days?
Me?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Well, I know I'm going to have a shake and supplements and probably salmon and probably chicken, but I don't know which order, like, which meal I'll have it. So
this goes out to all of you. Does it give you comfort to know what you're going to have, or does the lack of spontaneity decrease the enjoyment of it?
I like when things are easy because I'm lazy. So if I have a bunch of hey, I'm honest. So if I had a bunch of make ahead crock pot recipes that I could, prep ahead of time, put in the freezer, and then, the day before you pull it out so that it thaws, and the next morning I throw it in the crock pot and away we go. That'd be great. I don't need spontaneity. I don't need planning. I just need to know that there's going to be food that I can eat when I need to eat. I own it. I am lazy that way. When typically winter involves going out on Sunday, making a couple of crock pot meals, putting them in the freezer, and then throwing them in the crock pot, and woohoo, I'm fed. So I don't have that for this.
Right.
It makes me think about, Stacey, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if I did this when we were there, but we've always used like week-long menus with my kids, because we would get into fight. And now that I think about it, it was starting back from preschool days, carpooling, and that the fights over how many days we can have mac and cheese in a row or how many pastas per week. And so I started mapping it out literally, and the fighting with my kid, between me and my kids stopped, because they could look and see on the menu exactly which meals were when. and it helped them, and then it helped us because there weren't any fights. And I think about it in that way, and I'm like, well, maybe it's better if we don't have to fight ourselves either on what we're going to eat.
Right. You find some comfort in knowing what you're going to have.
I think one of my goals is to be able to prepare things like Jill was talking about and have them ready to pull out and use. That is a goal. And it's hard for me, but I'm working on it.
Right. We're all in the learning phase here, figuring out what we want to do next.
I think it's also hard
it's-
sometimes when somebody else in the household is not on the same plan. So that means doing some different kind of cooking planning for somebody else while I'm doing this one. But it's only 10 days, so not too bad.
Yes. That does make it difficult. Robin, were you going to say something?
No, I was just saying, you know, our repertoire, you know, I mean, I've been married over 30 years, and so my repertoire is sort of set, and now it, you know, so everybody else has sort of said, it sort of upturns the wheelbarrow, and just having to think of things differently and not using the same things that I used to use, and thinking it differently. I mean, it's sort of a creative outlet too. So I'm trying to think of it that way, like, what can I figure out to do that'll be a little different?
Well, I think
Jeff is having meals that I'm preparing and loves them. He loved the dinner tonight and last night too.
What did you have for dinner tonight?
We had the chili lime chicken. I mean, I sauteed chicken and put chili and other spices on it, and sauteed vegetables and some boiled potatoes.
Nice.
It was really good and he loved it. So he's not doing the shake part, but he does still enjoy all of the other. How could you not like it? I mean, it's delicious food. So
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So some of the things that we do in our house, like I'll make a whole bunch of taco meat, and we can put it on cooked vegetables. We can put it on zucchini noodles. We can put it on, what else do you put it on? A salad.
Well, you do roasted vegetables, you'll make enough.
And I make,
enough for 3
right.
or 4 days.
So I make a huge thing of roasted vegetables. You'll see, I put it on Facebook a while ago, but just a whole mess of 2 cookie sheets full of vegetables. I roast them, put them in casserole dishes, and I have them for the whole week. And that's what I like today. I put a bowl of that, and I just cracked some eggs on it and poached the eggs on. Is that poached or fried? I don't know. But I put the cover on and it cooked the eggs, and that was delicious. And so simple things like that. Having chicken, you know, there's some dairy-free pesto recipes. I know we did one recently. That was dairy-free, wasn't it, Jill?
Yeah. Wait. Well, no, it was, I think
Did it have dairy? I don't remember.
it had hemp seeds in it, but it had to have dairy in it.
I don't know if it did. Anyways,
I
know
have
they're- I know they're-
have a completely par of dairy-free pesto sauce. That's amazing.
A
Using
pesto
ton of
sauce?
yeah, it's using a ton of zucchini. I'll
Oh,
have to pull that up. Thank you for that reminder. I will have to pull that recipe out.
that we would all like. Yeah,
It was really good. It takes some time, but it's really good.
excellent. So yeah, we'll make it like chicken piccata without breading, and have that in the refrigerator. So
Piccata, then is it?
okay. So anyone else want to contribute? I know Sue's falling asleep on us. She's taking notes.
Has anybody been making soup?
So Tim asked if anyone was making soups. That's
Not yet.
another option. And
Hey, chili.
chili,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
made
A lentil soup that's coming out of the freezer tomorrow, I think.
perfect.
That's just perfect. Everything blended with the roasted vegetables and the lentils.
That's awesome. If
But
you-
I really want to dip it. I want some bread to dip in it.
Pita. I should
I
dip
know.
a bunch of pita. in it.
Yeah. See, yeah.
I know you do.
And then have another pita with hummus to go with the pita that you're dipping
Right.
in the lentil soup.
I remember that.
Yes.
And the garlic sauce. Don't forget the garlic sauce.
Mm.
Yeah.
I made a carrot soup and I switched the sour cream for coconut milk, and that was really good. And I put a little bit of quinoa on top to make it a little more texture. I love making soup because I make big batches and then I freeze them for later.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Marie just got back from France where she ate lots of bread.
That's what derailed me, I think.
That's why she's here with us today.
Yeah, I make also a black bean soup, and it has veggies in there too, like carrots and red peppers, and it's really good and hearty for winter.
That's excellent. Very good. Any other food ideas anyone has? Nope. Okay, guys, we're going to say goodnight. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday evening, and we'll see you back tomorrow evening, and we'll talk about chilling. We might have a special guest tomorrow night. We will know tomorrow morning, and we'll see. So it'll be a special treat. I will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Reach out if you need anything.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
I got a quick question, only about an appointment I have. Is it possible? I was trying to figure out on your website on how to switch an appointment.
Yeah, what do you need to switch it to?
I just needed, I got a soccer game that I have to be at later on Sunday. I was hoping to come to like at least maybe 10 o'clock or something, or
Okay, let me look.
whatever it might be. I saw some openings, but I was trying to understand it. Sorry.
That's okay. Let me see what I can do. You
I can
want
always
the-
come earlier. It doesn't matter. I mean,
So I have a 9:45 or a 10:30.
I can do 9:45. That's fine.
Let me see if I can move it.
I couldn't figure out how to cancel and then, well, or whatever.
30. You are now at 9:45.
And then one other thing, and I was trying to figure this out. I think I know what I'm doing, but when it comes to meats and you guys say taco and stuff like that, what am I looking for meat? Like, am I going, like, when I go in, what am I asking for at Bush's or Whole Foods or Trader Joe's? Like, what am I looking for?
Organic,
Or just-
preferably grass-fed.
Okay. And then is it behind the counter? Is it normally frozen, or because I have not
Frozen.
I've not
Where-
tried to enter that, but
Where do you like to shop?
well, Bush's is close, but Holiday Market is close by me, but Whole Foods I can go to, or
So
Fresh.
I don't know about, so Fresh Time, easy. Whole Foods, easy to find those things. I don't know about Bush's and I don't know about Holiday Market,
Okay.
but you're looking for organic, grass-fed preferably. Sometimes you can find organic without grass-fed, but it's organic, so that's closer. Grass-fed would
I
be,
wasn't sure if you guys were doing more turkey and everything. Like when you said tacos, are you doing like turkey in the tacos instead?
turkey, chicken, or beef,
All right. I was like,
right?
I hadn't tried that yet, so I'm eating a lot of chicken, but I've been very boring for years. I can do this. This is not about
Right.
me. And like,
So I think for the people that are okay with consistency, it's okay, like they can handle it. But the people who are like, I need something new every night, that makes it a little more difficult.
no, it's boring. It's like, oh, this is easy. Like just eat salad. Like I can be a creature of habit, and
Right. But how about fajitas?
I could do that. I'm still trying to figure out, you guys keep saying it, the Carpinis, is that, am I saying that
Yes, okay, your goal tomorrow.
I wrote it down at the few places that you said to go to, and on this aisle, in this back of this place or that place. So
So
I don't
where are
know.
you going tomorrow?
I think you
Costco or
could go with-
Aldi's?
Well, I was gonna try Aldi's, but didn't somebody say it was at Bush's too? Like, or
If it's at, no, I think it was supposed to be at Bush's, it ended up
It was-
not being at Bush's.
maybe was it Fresh Time? I know I wrote yesterday.
Okay, I looked at Fresh Time, they did not have it.
Aldi, Costco. Oh, it said Bush's, Fresh Time. Aldi back by the fridge of the tortillas.
Okay, so I've seen it at Aldi's and I've seen it at Costco. I haven't seen it at the other places.
Okay. All right. And what are they? Like, are they just,
So they're little wraps, but
Okay.
they're super thin and very fragile.
so kind of like a crepe, like you would,
That's why they're called crepini.
okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to sound
But they're made
stupid.
out of cauliflower and egg.
Okay,
And they're it's just for like, I put salmon in it, I put chicken in it. It's just I put tuna in it, tuna salad. It's just really a great way to like wrap things up so you're not just eating it with a fork. It feels more like a sandwich.
okay.
It
All
gives
right,
you
that
that
works.
like dopamine receptor stimuli.
Totally works for me. All right, I'm gonna try that tomorrow.
Good. How'd you like the presentation tonight?
I think it's going great. I like it. I'm learning a lot. And like the other, I think it was maybe Sue in the bed. I'm writing a lot of notes on things. So
Awesome.
I'm just trying to take it all in and say, all right, this is good. That's important. All right, write that down. So yeah, I'm
Excellent.
learning a lot. So I like it.
Good.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, we're happy to have you.
Oh well, thank you. All right.
Have a
Well,
good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.